Alright, hello everyone. Uh, my name's Tom, and I've been asked to make a short video of my game room, so I'm going to make an attempt to do so. Just kind of copying what I see other people do, which seems like kind of a fun, cool thing to do. A little bit about myself. I started collecting arcade games back in 2004, and I was hardcore into collecting up until about 2012. I have a collection of 39 arcade games, dedicated arcade games, and a whole bunch of PCBs that I actually use inside JAMA arcade candy cabs. Those were, by the way, were the first arcade machines that I purchased, and that's how I got into the hobby. Was playing these JAMA and non-JAMA arcade boards and candy cabs. After a while, I realized there were some certain games that had special controls or special monitors or whatnot that I couldn't replicate on these candy cabs. So that's kind of how I got started collecting dedicated arcade machines. I kind of had an idea that my kids would like the games like I did back when I grew up, but they kind of seemed that they're more into like Xbox and Fortnite and that kind of stuff. So these kind of old games, they kind of find them amusing, but they're not quite into it as much as I wish they would. But anyway, I actually had taken a break from the hobby until just a couple months ago. My games were just kind of stored here in the garage, but not like this at all. They were just jam-packed. It was just like basically a hoarding mess. And my wife got on my case and said, "Hey, you know what? I either need to get them going again or get rid of them." So I decided to get them going again. I was a little disappointed to find out that when I first started the games, turning them back on, that of the 39 that I had, about 20 of them didn't work, were non-working. So in the past couple months, I've been kind of working at it, trying to get them going again, and I've successfully brought about 10 of them back to life. So I have about 10 games that are not working, and I'm hoping that within the next few weeks I'll get that number down to 6 or 7. I've been actually, in the past couple months since I've been back in the hobby, I've been hosting open invites, arcade meets, having people coming over, vaccinated people hopefully, and enjoying the games. So if you ever find yourself in Southern California and you're interested in dropping by, please hit me up. I'd be happy to host you, have you come over. But let me take a little brief tour of my arcade games. The space that I have is approximately 600 square feet. It's a 3.5 car garage that we've kind of built and added onto the house. And I've somehow crammed 38 games in this space here. It's a work in progress. I don't have, I got some black lights and whatnot, but I don't have any, as you can see, I don't have any arcade carpet at the moment. But hopefully someday in the future, maybe that will happen. Alright, so if the games aren't on, that means they're not working, obviously, alright? So I kind of go through each game one at a time. This is a favorite of mine, Smash TV. It also runs Total Carnage and also Robotron via JAMA adapter. Robotron looks great on this game. This is a game I remember playing back in the 90s at Yogi's Arcade. Here's a beautiful Berserk machine. It's got the Repro Bat Stick with an optical joystick, and it's also got CNL Moore's reproduction control panel. All the games that I've got in the arcade pretty much have brand new monitors or new stock monitors with zero burn. That's kind of one of those OCD things that kind of gets me. Here's a Black Widow that I got from the Atari cave, my friend Francis, a while back. Fun game. I've got Star Wars here, which doesn't work. It works, but it's got a monitor issue, so something I have to resolve. Tempest also doesn't work at the moment, unfortunately. Here is Missile Command that was restored for me by my friend Francis, Atari Cave. It's got a brand new monitor in it. Here's a home use only millipede that used to belong to Ben Gold, arcade millipede record holder. I picked this up for him a while back. It's got a new monitor. I had to put new overlays on the marquee and the control panel. Other than that, it works great. It's got a multi-key kit. Here's Terminator 2. It's one of my favorite games. It's one of my favorite, I guess, shooting games that I have. Guns work perfectly. I got new old stock guns, new old stock monitor glass, and control panel. Works great. Here's a pole position that I've got from my friend Brent Radio. It was a really nice cabinet, but our roof leaked one year and it kind of ruined it. But I'm in the process of bringing it back. Actually, I got all the artworks back to normal. I just got to install the monitor bezel and get a working PCB, and this game will be back to functioning again. Here's the Crystal Castles. It's got a new monitor in there, beautiful machine, pretty fun game. Zookeeper, not working unfortunately. I've got Mr. Do, dedicated universal cab. This is one of the harder games for me to find. It was one of the last games I added to the collection, but it was a real tough one to locate. Nobody really wants to give these up, and it's a really underrated classic game. I really love that game. Just kind of looking around a little bit more in the arcade here. Here's my sit-down Spy Hunter. It is working, but I just sent the boards out to get repaired because they had a minor sound issue. Hopefully I'll have those back in short order. Here's a Warlord's Cocktail, restored by my friend Francis. It's got a Phoenix Arcade reproduction glass top. I've also got the original, but the reproduction scratch-free, so I'm going with that. This was the first game I ever purchased, a dedicated game that is, and that's the Crazy Climber Cocktail. So that's an actual really fun game in the cocktail world. We got 3-player Super Sprint, sitting right there. Kind of come back around this way, kind of pick up where I left off. So we left off at Mr. Do. Got a front line here. It's got a new monitor, new old stock monitor glass, and new old stock controls, new old stock spinner, and a new monitor, as you can see, the machine. I got Cuber here, which I'm hopeful that I'll get working in the next week or so. Bosconian, and this is a pretty fun game, and a unique game, unique space shooter that I really like. And then here's Commando. Looking here, we've got Afterburner 2, and fully functional. It's got a new monitor, new old stock monitor plexi, new old stock controller, a whole bunch of new old stock parts and plastics on this machine, something that I restored. We got Zeke's Peak. This Zeke's Peak is a combination of two machines actually, make the best one that I could between two of them. Sold the other one, and also I have extra parts for this, but as you can see, it's I just did the service on it, and it's working good. Waxed the playfield, lubricated the arm, and put new bands on it, so it's working pretty good. Here's my Wizard of War. It's not working at the moment. Neither is Asteroids Deluxe, and neither is Defender. But hopefully we'll get those fixed in some short order. So walking around over here, walking this way. Here's Sinistar. That's a home use only Sinistar. We got a Bank Panic. It's a game I never encountered in the wild. I don't actually remember playing it back in the day, but I had a friend that recommended the game, and it's actually really fun, so I ended up picking up a dedicated cab. Here's Burger Time, home use only. Here's a home use only Neo Geo Big Red. Over here we got I got 3 candy cabs. I got a Sega Astro City 2 and 2 Tato E-Red 2s. these are the workhorses of my collection. Again, these are the first cabs I ever purchased. I used to have about 10 candy cabs, but I've whittled down to 3 before I started collecting dedicated arcade cabs. So I keep one for dedicated shooters, and I have 2 for horizontals. My buddy Quan, Shadow King 55, he actually set me up with a link cable recently that links these 2 machines together, so you can play versus mode on 2 separate cabs, which is kind of cool. Puzzle Bobble is my favorite game, one of my favorite games, and I'm actually probably one of the kings of this game. So if anyone wants to challenge me or challenge my friends, please let us know and we'll get you over here. Alright, we've got Assault, which has a bunch of new old stock parts on it. Well, it's got a new old stock controllers, new monitor, NOS marquee. It's got a reproduction control panel. It's got typical wear on the side art, but you know, it's not too bad. It doesn't bother me. Over here we've got Rampart, home use only, 3-player trackball game. It's a lot of fun if you got players that know how to play it. We've got Mad Planets here. I just recently got it working again, thanks to AP Swan and his reproduction boards. I've got the original boards that I'm going to get repaired to keep the spares, but the reproduction boards seem superior. It's got a little bit of a marquee issue, marquee lighting issue. I'm going to troubleshoot that, see why it's not coming on. We've got Super Sprint. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but we've got 3-player Super Sprint. Turning around over here, we've got Marble Madness. It's got a brand new monitor on that one. Punch Out. Time Pilot. Battle Zone, which is not working either. So that's kind of the layout of my arcade room. I keep a high score save board here. The dedicated arcade games that I have, that I actually physically have in the collection, are these 4 columns up above. And the columns below are actually the PCBs, the arcade PCBs that I have. And then also Neo Geo MVS cards. All my games are set for a coin operation. So because of that, we've got a change machine over here that we keep stock full of quarters that people can use. I also got these these handy dandy little waste dispensers that you can put quarters in and dispense quarters, and it's kind of a little fun, quirky thing to have. Like I said, we have a recessed lighting, can lighting, which I have installed black lights from Amazon. Unfortunately, I don't have any black light carpet as of yet. The floor is just kind of epoxy. It's a little bit too bad, but that's something, you know, black light carpet is something that I'd like to add sometime in the future. All right, well, that's basically it. That's my arcade room. Thanks for taking the time to watch.